Hi everyone, this is Sylvan from Sylvan's Way, and I'm excited to bring to you today the Crow Redux. I just got it in today and really just wanted to show it off. In the same order that I got the Crow Redux, I did get the Quick Decision as well as the 83 card tarot spreads book. So I was really happy to get this in the mail today. The 83 card tarot spreads is a really awesome book because MJ just has such a good way of looking at things and different ideas and things that she shares. And so I really like this book, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. In the front of the book, we see that we have different kinds of spreads that can help us with obstacles. We have spreads that can help with love and relationships. Then we have spreads of relationships continued. We got career spreads as well as achieving goals, achieving family harmony, how to connect with your pets. I'm very curious about that. Spreads for abundance, spreads to help you find clarity. And then keyword references. So there's a lot of information in this book, and I'm really looking forward to using it and diving into it. So I just thought I would share that really quick. I also wanted to tell you that I have it hiding under here. I already had the Crow Redux in the mini version, and I loved it so much that I wanted the full size version as well. So that's what came in today, but I already had this before. So I cheated a little. I have already seen these cards. Before we look at the cards, at the Crow Redux cards, let's look at the Quick Decision cards really quick because they're super adorable. So this is 10 cards that answers quick questions like yes, no's, and maybes. So they're super adorable. They're little, so they're the size of the hand. I wouldn't say you would really shuffle these cards so much. Definitely not a riffle shuffle, but maybe a hand over hand shuffle for these cards. But they're super cute, and I just wanted to share them. I got them for those times that I want maybe a quick reading, or not even really a reading, but just like an answer to a yes no type question. And I just love crows. Crows are my spirit animal, that is for sure. I actually feed the crows right next to my house. Maybe someday I'll be able to take some pictures and videos of that to show you. I have a full family of crows that comes, a full murder. There's at least 12 of them. And then I have one little guy that seems to come by himself, and I'm just wondering if he scopes out the area before for all the other ones, or if he's all alone. I hope he's not all alone. I hope that he will be part of that family, or is part of that family. So those are the Quick Decision cards that I'm showing you right now. Super cute. I'm sure that that will be fun to use, and maybe I'll be using it later. Okay, so let's look at these cards, the Crow Redux. So the box is really nice, very colorful. I really like it. And one thing that I love about it, it says for the love of Crow. Definitely for the love of Crow. Big crow lover. So let's open up the box. And then we have the user guide. Now the user guide, MJ doesn't mince any words. She doesn't tell you how to use the guide in the front of it. She just goes right in. She's got a nice little message telling you where she comes up with her inspiration and a book that she got some information from. And then she goes right in there to the actual meaning of the cards. And I really, really love this book because it gives you the background of why the picture, what the picture was, and why she selected it, and then gives you an oracle reading from that. So she'll tell you about what's going on in the image itself, and then how you can take that reading. These cards are very intuitive on their own, so you don't even really need to read the guidebook, but I am a huge guidebook lover. So I do love being able to look in here, see the artist's interpretation of the cards, why they made the cards, and then the oracle or divination of the card. So that's a little bit of the book. So we've got information on every single card throughout it, and then a little write-up about MJ herself. Okay, so that is the guide. It's the size of the cards, and it's a nice guide. And here we have the cards. Nice backs. Of course, you know, we have the beautiful crows here. There's no gilding on these, which, you know, I know many prefer that. Sometimes the gilding can stick or have problems. The cards themselves are a nice thin card. I really don't like the really thick cardstock. There's like this cardstock for these minis. They're like, look, they're really stiff. So when they make large size oracle cards with this thicker material, it's really hard for me to shuffle them or and use them. So I really appreciate when makers actually make it in this thinner but flexible cardstock so that you can easily shuffle them. And even though these are full-size cards, I'm sure because of the cardstock being the thinner cardstock, it'll be really easy to shuffle. There is 78 cards, so that's one of the reasons why I love this so much, is that there's so much range. Sometimes with oracle cards, you get so little cards. I mean, there's some decks out there that are like 30 cards only. And I feel like those are a total waste of my money. But with MJ's decks, you really get your money's worth. You get a really good card itself, like as far as like the lasting of it. You get lots of cards. You get a good guidebook. So I just love the way that she does things. So let's look at the cards. That's what we're here for. So abundance. Look at all of these fish. It's great. Everybody is happy. There's tons of abundance. Acceptance. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen with that little crow that I see by himself. That, you know, if he's not part of that crow family, that he will be accepted into it and not be by himself. And I don't mean to assign a gender. It could be a female. Adventure. Don't we all love adventure? Look at this crow going off for an adventure into the wilderness. Alley. So, yeah, I'm sure crows get lots of food from alleys. Alliance. Look at, there's food coming out here. There's a kitty cat that is getting the food, but I guarantee you that crow is going to get some of that food. Anomaly. I've personally never seen a white crow. I would love to see a white crow. Anticipation. So this crow is sitting here with all of these tables, and it knows that there's going to be people eating there later, and it's going to get some food. So there's some anticipation there. Balance. It's amazing how they can balance themselves on those little wires. Battle. I'm sure crows battle. So there's a battle going on. We have all those crows in the background sitting on the wire like they're almost watching the battle. Betrayal. I really hope this car is not going to run over this crow, because that would make really, really sad. See, he's sitting there eating some food like he doesn't know this car is coming along. Bond. I think this is such a sweet card. I love how MJ put these flowers in front of the heart, and these two birds are here, sitting here in a loving way. Caching. So getting that little seed, putting that seed in the ground. Choices. So which one of these is going to actually have something in the shell? So choices. Which one do we choose? Commitment, so they're building a nest together and sharing food, so they're making a commitment together. I actually heard a story one time about a bird, two crows that were mated, and the crow had hurt its beak and the other crow was feeding the crow. So there's definitely a commitment that's being made. Communication. So it looks like that crow knows they're going to get some food if they come out to this window. So there's some communication going on. Community. Look at all those crows in that tree and look at how it's grounded and rooted. Creativities. Now, we all know crows are really creative. Look at that little piece of shrimp that's in this glass vial here. And this crow is bending this wire or using this stick to get into the vial. I know we all have seen videos of crows doing that. Curiosity, very curious bird. This one is trying to look and see what's inside that door. Maybe there's some food in there. Dawn. So everybody loves a new dawn. Dependency. I love these little babies. They're so cute with their little mouths open. They're like, baby. Direction. Discerning. So that crow is eating that food there, and it's probably discerning what is edible in this picture. Distance. Look at how far this crow is out here. Looks like they have to go all the way across this city to get to these trees in this forest over here. So distance. Distraction. Look at this bird. He's squawking and making noises, so this dog is not paying attention and this other bird is over here eating the food. It's fantastic. Dominance. Look at the way he's got his little claw on that other bird there. So dominance. Dreams. So this is like he's sleeping here, and when he goes through the clouds, the dream clouds, here he's seeing beauty and a key. Exposed. All these other birds are flying away back here, and even though he's underneath this tree, he is exposed to this danger. Fear. I'm not going to be scared. I know scarecrow. Fog. Forgiveness. We all need some forgiveness, don't we? Freedom. Ghosts. All those tombstones and all of those shadows of crows over and around and behind. And there's a single crow here with a feather on the ground. So ghosts. Gifts. I have been feeding my local crows for over 6 months since we've moved into this house, and they're very happy to come by and eat all my food. I am waiting for them to give me some gifts because people say that they leave you gifts. I have not seen any gifts, but they get bright, shiny objects and drop it off. So I'm looking forward to maybe someday getting some crow gifts. Grief. I've seen some videos where they talk about crows actually grieving the death of another crow. It's very sweet. Growth. So look at this. This is probably a little baby crow. He's going out here. He's about to fly off, and so he's got some growth. Displacement. So, you know, since crows, I don't know if this is what the card means, but since crows are... you know, their territories are being taken over by humans. They're kind of displaced. So they kind of become a nuisance a little bit. Like, look at how he's getting in the trash. I think they've been pooping all over this car. So they can become a nuisance, but it's because they've been displaced from their natural habitat. But they're very versatile. Crows will live anywhere. Identity. Look at the way he's looking in that water. He can see himself. He knows his own identity. Illusion. So this is where he sees another crow in a mirror. It looks like the crow really is there. So it's an illusion. It's just himself. Influence. So I think this is an amazing card. These cigarette butts that are on the ground, and this is probably alcohol or something that's been spilled, and he's got that cigarette butt in his mouth. So influence. Injury. And look at this. We have a human hand coming out and holding him. There's a hand here, and he's got an injury, and we're helping him. Insight. There's this little piece of what looks like, I said it earlier, oh my gosh, but it's food, and he's been picking up these rocks and putting the rocks in the jar and filling so that the little shrimp comes to the top so that they can get it. So insight, they know how to do that kind of stuff. Isolation, this little crow is all by himself. Luck, it's raining fish, everybody. And look, his mouth open, he is happy to get that fish. Memory, now I don't know if you know this, but crows remember faces. So if you are mean to a crow, the crow will remember you. They actually will tell their friends about you, and then they'll tell future generations about you. So once you are mean to crows, they do not forget that that you've been mean to them. Mimicry, see how it says, what does that say? Come here, scout. So that dog thinks that it's, hearing its master. Mischief. Crows are known to pull the tails of animals. Crows and ravens. So it's pretty funny that they've got a cat here and they're kind of pecking at him. He's got his tail in his mouth. Nature. Night. Look at all these beautiful crows sleeping in the top of those trees. Observation. He's watching that little spider in that web. Open-hearted, those crows are flying out of that heart. So beautiful. Opportunity, they are opportunity eaters, hunters. I mean, I don't know if you would call it hunting if they're just picking stuff up off of a table. But there's a sandwich there and potato chips, and they are helping themselves to it. Perspective, he's hanging upside down, getting a new perspective, kind of like the Hanged Man in tarot. Play. Crows are hilarious at playing. Have you seen the video of the crow sliding down the snow, and like there's snow, like they'll slide down the snow like they're sledding. It's adorable. So crows are very good at playing. Preparation. So look at, he's dropping these rocks in preparation for something. Protection, they're protecting their egg. Rain, what it's doing today. Rebirth, so this crow is going to be reborn. Release. Resistance, resisting that wind that's blowing at him. Risk, see, he's getting the shell, and so whatever is in the shell, and the water is coming up, and sometimes you have to decide, is it worth the risk? So that's what he's decided. Is it worth the risk? Routine. So in here we can see that in the morning, the crows come out, and at night, the crows go back to the tree. So they sleep in these trees, they come out, and they go back. So it's their routine. Sacred space. I love this nest with the bird eggs in it and the little crows hanging over it. Scavenge, like I talked earlier, scavengers, crows are scavengers. Self-interest, this crow is like, you know what, I am going to take this and take it to my family and feed my family. So I'm going to keep this little mouse all to myself. Soar, look at him soaring over all those trees. Wish I could fly. Soften. Crows will put food in water to soften it up, like if it is a nut or a seed that has a hard shell that they can't get into, they are smart enough to know that they can put it in water and actually soften it up to be able to get to the seed and eat it. Stability. Look at that, sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, he's making his nest. Stability. Strength. So just because you're bigger doesn't mean you're stronger. This guy has got friends that will help him out. Survival. Hiding underneath the bushel from the fox. Teamwork. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Look at that. Comes right up. So strength. In teamwork, now it's been known that if there's a lot of crows in an area, you're less likely to have hawks and other predatory birds in that area, because the crows will chase off the hawk. Territory. There's definite territories. So the group of crows that visits me every day and eats the peanuts that I put out is the same family every day, because they have a routine and a route that they actually follow. And so other crows are not going to be coming into this territory while that family is in the territory. So that we have a nice dividing line here showing the territory between the two crow families. Trap. He's trapped inside this house with the window closed. Maybe he shouldn't have been so curious to get in there. Trickery. So he's hiding this food underneath this leaf. Trust. That's what I'm trying to build with my local crows. I would really love to be able to be more interactive with them. So I'm hoping after a period of time of them seeing me go out there and put the food out, that they will start to trust me more. They're definitely coming a lot closer to the house than they used to. Upheaval. Look, that tree fell over. We got some wind that's blowing it over here. And the nests are falling out of the tree. So upheaval. Warning. Crows do send out warnings. They have different vocalizations that they do to send out warning. They also send out vocalizations for like, hey, there's food over here, things like that. Do you know when the crows are down eating off of the ground, they will have one scout that sits at the top of a tree or the toppest point that they can get that looks out, and they will send out a warning call if they see any type of danger coming in. So warning. Waterproof. Yep, that water just runs right off of them, off those feathers. And then wrath. I wouldn't want to be in the middle of all of this going on, this wrath. So that is the cards, everyone. I just love this deck. I'm looking forward to really getting to know it. Oh, I think I lit one of my, oh my gosh. Look what I did. Those candles. Oh no. Look. Well, I guess I've just given character to my candles. Look at that. Or to my deck. I just burnt it with one of my candles. So this is a warning to all of you YouTubers out there. You got to be careful with the candles, because I almost lit myself on fire, and I have burnt some of my cards. Aw, I'm super sad now, but I don't know. I kind of like it too. I know, I'm a weirdo, right? I'm a weirdo because I like it. I bet you even, there's probably people that are watching this video that are like, oh my God, your card's on fire. Look at it. How can you not see that? That's amazing. I can't believe I did that. Oh, just as a FYI, this is the size of the mini version of the deck compared to the larger version of the deck. So just so you can see a comparison. I do like these mini versions for larger deck spreads, and I like to take these when I travel. I don't really want to take a full-size deck when I travel. I like to take a smaller size deck. So that's kind of why I've got two versions of the same deck. So that is our Crow Tarot, our Crow, not Tarot, but Crow Redux. Thank you so much for watching, and I will bring you more soon. Thanks so much. Bye.